All right, so I imagine a lot of you might have gotten a TV for Christmas. So had to go buy a mount. Found this over at Harbor Freight. There's quite a sale on them right now if you can find the coupon. This is a 70-inch, and that mount says it's up to 70, so let's get her measured out and see what we need to do to get her up on the wall. All right, moved you over a little bit. I measured the width of the room, and since you can't see it on that end, but the bed is centered in the room on that end. This end has a hallway in the way, but we still wanted it centered in the room, but not on the wall, if that makes sense to you. So this is, it was 14 feet 6 inches, so this is 7'3". So I made a little mark here in the center. Now you're going to want to use stud finder, put it on the wall. So you can find some studs. There's one there. I think we gotten lucky here. Yeah. So let's get the bracket out. We'll see how well this lines up. This is an Armstrong brand all large tilt mount flat panel TV bracket. And so you want to get these holes in the bracket on some studs, because you don't want to be hanging it by the sheetrock. It's got to go into some meat. So let me measure out a couple of those real quick. Gonna mark them about here. I don't know where I need to be on height. I've got to get the TV out and actually measure on the back of the TV, so I know exactly where the height's going to be. But I'm going to mark them out in this general area. Might be a nail or something here. It was registering in here for some reason. No, it isn't. So these should be 16 inches apart. Typical construction. This house has had some work done to it. At least typical construction in the U.S. And that is not 16 inches apart. So I might want to redo my measurements to make sure that you want to be on the center of the stud if you can. They did some construction to this house and moved some walls around. This is a 1979 home. So it's very possible there's a double stud here, a double header. So we'll go with the center of this one because this one was narrower. And we'll go 16 inches over to here. I'm just going to put a little circle on that one so I know that's the one I want. Circle that one. That should get me pretty close. Again, I'm not exactly sure where I'm going to be. This bracket, I'll show you the bracket, has a bunch of holes in it so you can line it up. I do not believe this has a top or a bottom. No. So you mount it up there, and then your TV actually rests on this rail on the top. And then there's a lock on the bottom that hooks in to keep it from falling off. So anyway, now that I know where I'm going to be on center, let me find out where I need to find out where I'm going to be on the height now. So really, I need to get this TV out of the box, because it depends on where the actual brackets are in the back of the TV. Put it up here, and if the bracket's toward the top of the TV, your TV is going to be hanging way down low. If it's exactly in the middle, then it might be higher than what you were planning on. So you want to plan ahead. So I mentioned measuring the TV. You also have to keep in mind where these brackets are themselves. So these bolt to the back of the TV, and they hang on here. And then this bolt on the back is actually what locks it into place. Some TV mounts, the smaller ones, will just use a spring-loaded thing. Your heavier mounts, most of the time, will have a bolt or a screw. I'm just going to slide it in from the end. Normally, when you're putting the TV, I'll flip it on here the way it's supposed to be, actually. I got almost all the way out. So you'll have this mounted to the back of the TV. This will be mounted to the wall. And then you'll set the whole TV up there and you'll clip it on there. Then you go up from underneath and you'll tighten this bolt right here up into this channel. And that way the TV can't come off. The mount that I bought actually is a tilt mount. So it allows you to tilt the TV in and out from the wall. You're going to want to mount these. This one on the right hand side, this one on the left, so you can reach them. I don't know how convenient that's going to be honest with you. I'm not planning on tilting it at all to start with. If they complain about it, then we can also give her a tilt, but I'm just going to lock those down for now. And we'll put them up there. Again, that gets bolted to the back of the TV. Let me get the TV out of the box and see what we've got. If you were going to mount the TV normally, these legs go up underneath. These were right on the top of the box here. I'm going to set them off to the side since we're actually mounting it on the wall and not going to set it on a stand. You can't see everything I'm doing here. Let me back it up a little bit. Now that I open this, the mounting brackets appear to be quite a ways down. They are down here, a pair here, and a pair here. So, because that affects where the center line of this bracket is. I'll have to see where the options are to put the holes in here, and I gotta find the bolts that usually they come with the TV. The bolts that go into the mounting bracket. They are going to be in this pile somewhere. No, they were not. They were in with the wall mount bracket. Oh, they even sent lag screws, which I already went out to the garage and grabbed some. They sent some lag screws with. Don't use these sheetrock anchors. Don't do it. Don't do it. Find the studs. If you can't mount it where there's wall studs, then I suggest you put a board up that you can get into the wall studs and then mount this to that board. If you want your TV to stay on the wall, That's the way to do it. You do not want to be messing around with putting stuff in the sheetrock. It's not a good idea. Alright, let's see if these bolts go in here. There's more than one size that they sent with. That is not the right size. Alright. Got this leaning carefully up against the wall. Just gotta make sure you don't tip it over. That would absolutely break this TV. So what we gotta do, I'll start with this bracket first, the easier one to get to. Remember I said that you want to have these on the outside for adjustment? Okay. Now I want to see here, to put the washer on this. And yeah. Let me grab my screwdriver. Obviously, you're going to want to make sure that you mount these in the same holes in the brackets on both sides, or you will have one heck of a time leveling this thing up. You'll wonder what the heck you did wrong. Oh, I didn't put a washer in that one. All right. Screws in my hand, but not the washers. Like I mentioned before, I had the screw all the way down on the other bracket. You're going to want to have these ready for when you put it up on the wall. You don't want to be fighting with it when you're trying to hang it. So back these out. I'm going to run these screws in now. Okay, same thing with the other one. This one I happen to use the very bottom slot and the very bottom hole on here, just to get it so it's hanging the highest up. Just means that I don't have to mount the bracket as high on the wall. It means I don't have to lift the TV as high either. And okay, buddy boy, get in there. There we go. Now that I have that mounted, I'm going to move this off to the side so I don't bump it and tip it over. That way I'm covered in the corner. See that? Covered either way. Stay. Can't tilt this way. Can't fall back. So stay. All right. So now I got to get my brackets up on the wall. So I'm going to measure center line on the TV bracket. Actually, I'll measure the top edge. Center of the TV. So she's 36 inches across, give or take. And the top of that rail is at 18 inches. So wherever this top of this rail is where the center of the TV is. All right, so that mark I made earlier, well, actually it's perfect. That's exactly where she wants it. That happens to be the top of the rail. Okay, so that mark I made earlier, like I said, was right. This center hole is the center of the bracket. And now I've got a level. Get it as level as possible. My big level died on me. Okay, so the center of the stud is right here where there's metal. The center of the stud, barely seen right here. So what we got to do, slide that down so we can actually get it on the metal. It doesn't matter. I can slide the TV down that extra little bit, but obviously I got to have the holes for the bolts to go through, the leg bolts to go through. So let's level that out. Right there. Right there. We'll do the same thing down here. And then I'm going to double check these bottom ones with the stud finder to make sure that they actually line up with the stud. Let me double check that and make sure that I didn't move while I was talking to you. Okay, this right hand one I'm going to do just a tinge lower than what I have marked. Just a little bit. Other than that, she's pretty darn close. Straight line across from that hole that I marked. Yeah, that's pretty close. Okay, let's check that other mark to make sure the height on these isn't important because we're going to drill them after we have the top ones in. But what is important is that we hit a stud. No problem. No problem. So let's get the holes in here. I like to drill little pilot hole. Not very far, just enough to so it has something to get started on. That doesn't feel right. That didn't feel like that went into a... Well, we'll find out how the stud feels when it goes in. Get this one started. got the right size socket. I have a ratchet for the last bit of it, but this will make quick work of it. Just get it into the wall. Oh yeah. She bit. I'll use a ratchet for that last little bit. Good. Then the other two are just for good measure. Go. So very impressed with this kit from Harbor Freight so far. It came with the screws for the TV, came with the lag bolts for the wall. I think I might have missed the board a little bit on that one. She went sideways at the end there. Huh. Both kind of did. She'll be fine. Alright, she's on there plenty solid. Flush to the wall. Literally, it's just a matter of setting it up there right now. Like I said, make sure you adjust those pieces on the bottom of the bracket. So you got the hooks on the top, and then you've got those two pieces on the bottom that are for locking it. Make sure those are adjusted all the way down, or when you go to lift this up there, you'll hate yourself. Make sure your cord's plugged in. There's generally not a lot of room to reach up behind here when you're done to get the cord in place. Do I want to do this by myself, or should I get help? She's kind of a beast, but not bad. Oopsie. Oh. Hey Sandy, I'm going to need your help. So the center of the Vizio should be 7 feet 3 inches from that wall. I'm going to hold it on the wall. Alright, so you're probably not going to get to see that getting put up on the wall. Don't have permission from the person that was helping me, so that's okay. We got her up there. Now I mentioned we have to tighten those screws. So you're going to have a long screwdriver to get up in here and get it. So I just put an extension on my drill. Those are the little locks that hold her in place. When someone doesn't accidentally slide it off the rail. because it does slide left and right otherwise. Now she's locked in place. Now she won't slide. That's, there it is. I'm going to put my hat back on. Hair's all messed up. In case you're wondering, watch out. Yeah. Kids got this for me for Christmas. There's 3 settings and off. Comes in handy if you're working on something close quarters and you need to see what you're doing a little bit more light without having to hold a flashlight. I had a really nice spotlight that was rechargeable. This was rechargeable also as USB. I don't know where it went. It's missing along with my 2 hammers. If you see my hammers, you'll probably find my other headlight. So anyhow, we got it all set up for him. I left the remote here for her, so she's good to go. That was her Christmas gift, and so now it's all mounted and ready to go. Yeah, if you like seeing projects like this, please like and subscribe to the channel. Leave some comments. Apologize if the lighting in here wasn't the best. Didn't get a chance to show hanging it up on the wall. She didn't want to be on film, which is understandable. But I'll give you some ideas, maybe some tips on what you can do. This kit's really nice. It came with all the hardware that I needed. It has a bunch of extra hardware. Don't use the sheetrock anchors. Don't use them. Get it into a board. Get it in there nice and solid. My 2 bottom bolts look like they went in a little goofy. They'll be fine. Those 2 top ones are holding the majority anyway. But the bottom ones, they went in, but I think something happened, so they'll be fine. So anyway, this TV is perfect. Just what she needs. Up out of the way, we've got a cabinet we want to put here underneath it, so there's plenty of room for her. Anyway, thanks again. Have a great day.